D, wait for it, delightful.
Check out the name tag. You're in my world now, Grandma.
What's up, nerds, and welcome to my week in review, where I come to you every Sunday with 3 entertainment stories that I personally find interesting, and then we discuss them down below. Now, also down below, you'll find the articles that I read to bring you this video, and you can read it for yourself or go reference it or whatnot, or you can just watch this video where I'm going to read it to you, pretty much. Also, before I get started, I just want to say that if you like what I do here and you enjoy independent content here on YouTube, please consider subscribing to my channel. YouTube is always changing up their algorithm, and small channels like mine, we just keep getting shoved to the back of the line. So please ask that you like, share, and subscribe, and I thank you in advance. In saying that, why don't we go ahead and get started? Sorry this is late today. I was busy doing family stuff, got to be a family man. But like I said, why don't we go ahead and get started? So for my first story this week, and this dropped early this week, I believe it dropped on Monday, and this is that Pedro Pascal has joined the cast of the Gladiator sequel, Gladiator 2. This is being directed by Ridley Scott, who is, in my opinion, is hit or miss. I mean, when he hits, it's good, but when he misses, I'm all like, oh, that was shit, pure shit. So I think that you just gotta, it just depends on what you're interested in that moment, I guess. But Pedro Pascal, I think Pedro Pascal is a good actor. He seems like a little bit of a diva offset, in my opinion. I know a lot of people want to be like, he's a daddy and charming and everything, and I'm like, yeah, he's charming, but you have a parasocial relationship with him, so you really don't know how he is. And I've heard stories about him, but whatever, it's fine. Okay, so let's read this article. It comes from Deadline, my favorite. All right, so it says, exclusive. Ooh. While a second season for HBO's hit series The Last of Us is in the works, its star, Pedro Pascal, looks to have found the project he'll shoot during the hiatus. And boy, is it a big one. Sources tell Deadline that Pascal is in final negotiations to join the untitled Gladiator sequel for Paramount. He joins Paul Mescal, hottie patati Paul Mescal. I really like Paul Mescal, real quick. I'm sorry, I'm going on a tangent. I really like that guy. He was on a show called Normal People, and man, I loved that show. It only was one season. I think they only meant for it to be one season, but it was so good, and he's such a fantastic actor. And I'm excited to see what he does in that role. Okay, who will star as Lucius, as well as Barry Keoghan. I also like Barry Keoghan, Joseph Quinn, Connie Nielsen, and Denzel Washington. I like pretty much all except Joseph Quinn. I like all those people. Okay. Ridley Scott is returning to direct, and like I said before, Pascal's role is unknown. Now, like I said before, I really don't Ridley Scott is so hit or miss that when he did those Alien prequels, man, were those shit. And then that one where he did that where that kid got kidnapped or whatever, that movie was fine. It was just boring and everything. So we'll see what he does. Also, it says his role is unknown. I think he's just going to play a senator because he's on The Last of Us, and shows take so long to film and stuff that I'm just like, TV shows take so long to film that I'm just like, when is he going to have time to do an extensive part on a movie, So I think his part will be short, and I think he's going to play a senator, but we'll see. He might play a gladiator. That'd be cool, just like one scene, because he's going to die. I mean, yeah. If he is a gladiator, because the Paul Mescal kid, Lucius, has to survive. All right. The new film follows the 2000 blockbuster Gladiator, which earned more than $460 million in the worldwide box office and was nominated for 12 Oscars, winning 5, including Best Picture. Yeah, Gladiator is such a great movie. It's so the lines are, quotable, and it's just really, it's so, the acting is top notch in that movie. So good. So the role of Maximus, the Roman general turned gladiator, was a career changer for Russell Crowe, not only delivering him the Best Actor Oscar, but also launching him to the top of every leading man list. Once it was made clear last year that the sequel would be Scott's next movie, every male actor in town that hit the profile began chasing the part. Scott also will produce, along with Scott Free, President Michael Pruss, and okay, who cares about the whatever. Paramount Pictures has dated the film for November 22nd, 2024. Ooh, my birthday, not on the 22nd. So I was my birthday is the 24th, but I'll be seeing that my birthday weekend. The first film was co-production between Universal and DreamWorks. And while DreamWorks will not be involved in the sequel, Universal has the right to partner again when the project is packaged. Pascal has been a major player following his scene-stealing role in his season of Game of Thrones. Totally true. But his star has blasted off following The Last of Us, which has become one of the most popular. I would say his star blasted off before that. I mean, like, I'm sorry. I remember everything Pedro Pascal was in. You know, I remember Game of Thrones. He was iconic in that. I remember him in what's that called with the spies or the agents? Watchmen, not Watchmen. Jeez, you're like, oh, I thought you remembered. I do remember. He played that guy with the whip and everything, the American agent. I can't remember what that's called. But anyways, they did a prequel. The prequel was really good too. I remember him that because he was my favorite part in that movie. And then, you know, The Mandalorian. I mean, how could you say that Mandalorian didn't blast him off? I mean, come on. I think that Pedro Pascal is a good actor, like I said before. So I think that he's just, you know, everything that he's in, he's just the most rememberable thing. Sorry, I had something in my eye. All right, let's scoot past this and go back to this. So I think that he is playing a senator or a gladiator. A gladiator would be cool. I mean, he's kind of old though, so maybe he might not do it, but yeah, good for him. You know, I always wish the best for everybody, but yeah, we'll see how this works out. You know, let's check and see how this goes. So that was my first story this week. So for my second story this week, I came across this article from The Direct. I usually go here and read this stuff, and it says Marvel reportedly changing MCU script strategy following Phase 4 struggles. And that says to me that Phase 5, the writers are kaput. They're gone. You're fired. You're fired. And the reason for that is Phase 4 sucked. I'm sorry, you can defend it all you want to me, but I don't care. I don't care what you say. I don't care what you do. It was trash, pure garbage. And you know, I mean, it had a couple of standouts, but so I was just like, you know, I personally just did not like it. So, but yeah, so let's read this article real quick, and we'll just see, you know, whatever. So okay, so it says Marvel Studio is reportedly making some major changes to its script strategy after Phase 4 and Phase 5's Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania received criticism. Yeah, that movie sucked balls. It says within roughly the last month, the studio brought on board 3 new writers to rewrite upcoming. Within roughly the last month, the studio brought on board 3 new writers to rewrite upcoming 2024 and 2025 movies that have not yet begun production, indicating major shifts taking place at the MCU studios. Yeah, they've hired all these. So before, they hired all these Rick and Morty writers to write these shows. And listen, don't get me wrong, I love Rick and Morty, but it's very obvious that these writers do not understand a 3-act structure. And they just write these crappy movies, and then they have to go in and rewrite them and reshoot and everything. And they're still crappy because it's like, once it's shit, you can't fix shit. You can throw glitter on it all you want, but it's just shit, and it's going to be bad no matter what. So I think that the Marvel is realizing that they need to do a complete course correct. So it says True Detective creator Nick Pizzolatto took over Blade from Michael Starbury. Good. I did like True Detective season 1 and season 3. Season 2 was a little convoluted. I didn't understand the story plot of that one. I was just like, okay. I was like, nothing for me, you know. But Avatar: The Way of Water scribe Josh Freeman was brought on to Fantastic Four in place of Jeff Kaplan and Ian Springer, and Netflix's Beef originator Lee Sung-jin replaced Eric Pearson on Thunderbolts, making his feature film debut. And see, I think this is good to change up these people and these writers, because it's obvious. Listen, if it doesn't work, you got to fix it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Marvel is broken. The MCU is broken. And it's all because of the writing, you know. I mean, actors can own, and that's why there's a strike right now. Actors can only do so much. They get given the lines that these writers give them, and they just have to, you know, do them. I mean, writers, I mean, like, and you have to look at the writing on Quantum of Solace. It was crap because Daniel Craig and the director of that movie had to write this, you know, they had to rewrite the script on the spot, on the set. And it's obvious that actors aren't writers, you know, unless they are. Like Jon Favreau's a decent writer, and he's also, you know, he's a pretty good actor. Okay, so during the last edition of the Hot Mic podcast above, the lines, Jeff Snyder, I do watch that. I do like that Jeff Snyder guy. Discuss the major changes Marvel Studios is making behind the scenes when it comes to the development and script process for MCU movies. And we'll read his quote in a minute. So it says, the majority of Marvel's newly hired writers are all coming off acclaimed projects, which Snyder pointed out by saying they are spending a lot of money on writers, which is good. I know Marvel doesn't have, like, Disney overall is there. They're trying to cut back on spending. But listen, if you want quality, you have to spend the money. Do you remember back in the day, and I'm sorry I'm going off on another little tangent here, but remember back in the day when the Wii came out, that gaming system, the Wii, and there was that commercial where it had like the fat girl and then the really hot fit girl and everything. And it was like the fat girl was the PS, what was it, 3 that came out at the time, or 4? I can't remember. Don't quote me, please. I can't remember. It was so long ago. There was a commercial where the fat girl was all like, I'm the PS4. And the one girl was like, I'm the Wii. Don't I look like fun? And you got to be like interactive. When you being all sexual, she's like, and you got to be all interactive with me and everything, and all rubbing her titties and shit. And she's all like, and I vibrate, and she's like smacking her ass and stuff or whatever. I'm making most of this up, but she was being very sexual with her thing. And then the fat girl was all like, yeah, but I cost more, which means you get, and the hot girl was like, I don't cost as much. And then the fat girl was all like, yeah, but I am quality because you're spending the money on me and everything. And I was like, it's true. Like, look where the Wii is now. I mean, when was the last time you played a Wii? Okay. And who owns a Wii system still? I do. Okay, so here's his quote. If you have been paying attention in the last few weeks or months, you would notice that Marvel has been spending a lot more money on writers. Just today, we saw the news that Nick Pizzolatto, they brought in as the new writer on Blade, just like Josh Freeman, the expensive Sarah Connor Chronicles writer. He's a big name writer in this town. They got him for Fantastic Four. Lee Sung-jin, the Beef creator, they just hired for Thunderbolts. Analyzing the discussion, Snyder suggested they are not going out to the newbie writers anymore and are instead targeting some heavy hitters. So pay attention, guys. They are not going out to the newbie writers anymore. They are going out to some heavy hitters for writers. That's the Marvel secret that no one has talked about yet. They are now paying for writers, which is good. I say good. Those new writers, like, what was her face? Jessica Gao that wrote She-Hulk. She-Hulk was terrible. Jesus. I covered that show. You guys can check it out if you want to, but it was terrible, and the writing was the worst part. It just sucked. The news comes on Snyder previously suggesting a similar shift on the directorial front, with Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige now eager to hire more established talent behind the camera. Why Marvel Studios is replacing movie writers. Marvel Studios appears to be taking major steps to course correct from recent failures after the backlash to much of Phase 4 and abysmal reactions to Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. And Ant-Man 3 was terrible. It was just bad. I mean, it was just bad. At least, fortunately, the old, reliable James Gunn appears to have delivered a hit with Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. I saw Volume 3. My review will go up tomorrow for that if you're watching this. But that movie was fantastic. I'm just going to say that. It was so, oh my God. I laughed at times. I teared up at times. The movie was just phenomenal. So good. Okay. Well, Guardians 3 came from the highly experienced Gunn and acquired massive acclaim. Ant-Man 3 came off Jeff Loveness, whose only major prior credits was on Rick and Morty and was panned. Yeah, Rick and Morty. Like I said before, it's very obvious that Mr. Loveness, that's so funny, that's his name, doesn't understand the 3-act structure. He understands episodic stuff, like he can write an episode, but he can't write a 3-act structured movie. The difference in reactions to the MCU's 2 latest movies may signal Marvel Studios' exact problem on the writing front. I'm going to read this. Let me go down to here. Could fire. Let me read this because sorry, I didn't realize this was such a long article. No, let me finish this. I'm going to finish. The multiverse saga has been all about risks, expanding to television, introducing new characters, starting new franchises, and bringing in fresh talent. But perhaps Marvel Studios has taken a few too many risks on that final front. And the quality of its output has undeniably suffered for it, if I could read correctly. 3 writer replacements in 30 days clearly point toward a shift in overall script strategy at Marvel Studios. And all of these change-ups undeniably represent an uptick in experience and acclaim. One can only hope these will work out well in the long run and ultimately result in better received movies to come. Perhaps what's most important to see here is Marvel Studios' awareness of what and isn't working about its current development strategy. A major question coming from this is whether Jeff Loveness and Michael Waldron could see themselves replaced as the writers of the Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars, respectively. I hope they are. It's very obvious that they can't write this, like I said before, they can't write the 3-act structure. So if they can't write that, then I'm sorry, you don't understand how script writing works. And listen, I'm not trying to sit here and act like I could write a script. I mean, I when I was in school and I did take some film classes where you did have to write a script for like I had one where you had to write a script for a 10-minute short and stuff like that. I could do that, but like writing a movie is hard. And I understand that, but when you put out crap, you get criticized for crap. And I'm sorry, like if these people can't realize the problem in their movie, then it's just, and that's from top down. If Kevin Feige should have been on top of this, and it's very obvious that he is failing and he's trying to course correct. All right, the backlash of Quantum Mania could find Marvel Studios searching for someone else to pen Avengers 5, especially if Loveness' first draft isn't up to scratch. Although Waldron ought to be safer on Secret Wars given the success of Loki and how Doctor 2 wasn't anywhere near Ant-Man 3 levels of hated. Yeah, but Doctor Strange 2 was not good. I'm sorry, it was not good. And Loki, I'm sorry, I hated Loki. Loki was trash. If you like Loki, by all means have at it. I will cover season 2 because... yeah, but Loki season 1 was garbage. I mean, it was just walking, and then one episode where they were running when that planet exploded. It was garbage, pure garbage. But if either were to be replaced, whose door could Kevin Feige find himself knocking on to take over writing duties for his Avengers blockbuster? Well, if only Loveness or Waldron were to be replaced, the obvious solution would be to have the other tag in, or if both somehow got the boot, Infinity War and Endgame writers Christopher Marcus and Stephen McFeely would be a safer and reliable choice to deliver another batch of Avengers hits. So yeah, I think that if this is true, I think this is good. And I don't want anybody to lose their job, but I don't feel bad for you. If you're writing crappy movies, then you deserve to get got. And I say, listen, good luck to you, but you did this to yourself. You messed up. So you need to do some self-reflection and fix your problem, and Marvel, I'm sorry, for me, Marvel's already broken, and I can't if they don't fix it, like I'm talking ASAP, Rocky. I don't think that that I'm going to be, I mean, I'll watch the movies, but, although Guardians was so good, you guys. All right. That's all I got for that. We're just going to end that there. So that's my second story this week. So for my third and final story this week. All right, you guys, I wanted to talk about this because I had covered the big first look reveal of the set photos of Glinda on the set of Wicked. And you can't really see it right now. I'm kind of blocking it, but we've got the first look of Elphaba on the set of Wicked. And this is played by Cynthia Erivo, who might be a little bit of a problem for the movie, but we'll see. But we got some set photos of her, and I'm going to bring those up and everything real quick in just a second. But yeah, let me read this article, and then when we get down to the photos, we'll talk about it and everything. So here we go. So it says, new set photos from Wicked reveal Cynthia Erivo and her stunt double in character as Elphaba, taking flight on a broomstick. The highly anticipated two-part film adaptation was first announced in 2016 with Crazy Rich Asians' John M. Chu later attached to direct, following his In the Heights adaptation. Real quick, In the Heights was okay to me, but John M. Chu, wow, he's the worst part of this. He's going to be my biggest problem. So we'll see if he can pull this off. I don't know if he can. I don't have faith in him, so we'll see. But I'm totally cool with being proven wrong, you guys. So in November 2021, Erivo was cast as the lead Wicked Witch of the West, Elphaba, alongside co-lead Ariana Grande as Glinda the Good Witch. I don't think that I already did a video on this and it's fine. I just want to say though, I heard the singing in it from Cynthia Erivo, and she does a couple of things that I do not like. I'm like, okay, let's see how this works out. I'm whatever. Okay. Now, photos released by Just Jared from the Yellow Brick Road set in London features the first glimpse of Erivo and her stunt double taking flight. The new look from the Wicked set comes just after other set photos reveal Ariana Grande's look and vocals as Glinda. Check out the images below. All right, let's check these out. So here they are from Twitter. Give me 2 seconds. I'm going to pull some of these up. So here all of them are, and it says, notably, the images also reveal that filming is well into the second act, which will comprise its own follow-up film, Wicked Part 2. Elphaba does not take flight until the very end of the Act 1 and continues to do so through Act 2 of the venerable musical. Okay. Okay, let me finish reading this, and then we'll take a look at those. I'll just... Hold on, just give me 2 seconds. I'm trying to remember what they said on here. Okay. Since production on Wicked began, set photos and videos have teased what to expect from the two-part. Oh, gotcha. All right, well, it looks like Michelle Yeoh's pictures have released. We're going to check those out. I'll do a separate video for that. I'm not going to do that here. All right, let's take, okay, so here's the pictures from here. Before I pull these up, let me show you. So this is what the outfit looks like in the original musical, you guys. And I personally really like this outfit. I think it's fantastic. It looks great. I love this little curve in the hat right here. And I just love all this stuff right here. It almost looks like ash to me. And I really do like it a lot. So that's the one from the original musical. Now, here is what I thought it might look like. And first off, I just want to say, I'm glad that in these, and we'll see. So okay, let me just finish this. Here's what this is, a fan-made one, and I also really like this one a lot. I think this looks great. Her as Elphaba, I really like it a lot, and I think that whoever made this did a great job, and good for them, because this looks great right here. I'm pro this if she looks like this. One thing that I did fear was that she would look like this blue fairy from Pinocchio. I thought that they would make her bald, which I was like, Cynthia Erivo, she may be bald in real life, or go for the bald, the bald woman with the great earrings. And they did this weird ear thing. I thought they would try to do that. Cynthia Erivo also has a septum piercing. I thought maybe they would keep that. Everything bad that I could think of, I thought they were going to do. And I was just like really scared. Because they're trying to be like new age and shit. And I'm like, I'm not into that. I'm not into that. I want it to look like the musical that I've seen on stage. So any detraction from that is going to get some pause from me. But let's look at what she looks like on the set. So here's the first photo. And I just want to say, just looking at this, I'm already pretty happy. She's got this kind of almost leather biker jacket right here, which I kind of like that. I really do like the original one, but I think this is nice. Then you have this kind of mesh kind of right here, like the tool there thing. There we go. Thank you, Matthew. the tool right here. And I think that looks great. And I'm glad they gave her long hair right here. I was really happy about that. I was afraid that they wouldn't give her long hair and they would do the bald Elphaba like from Cynthia Erivo as the Blue Fairy. And I was really afraid about that. And I was like, I'm not interested in that at all. That wouldn't necessarily turn me off to it, but I was worried about it. And this is the picture from above that we saw. And she's got this great cape right here. This looks great. I wonder who this is right here. It's obviously a soldier, but this looks great right here. And then, like I said, I'm glad they gave her hair. And then, like I said, this almost like biker leather jacket look is pretty great. And maybe this is only what she wears when she's flying. We'll see. All right, let's look at two more. Then we get this one. This is her with not her jacket on, but we get a better look at the dress. I have no idea if this is the stunt double or if this is Cynthia Erivo. I can't tell because it's so far away. But like I said before, look, she's got the hair. I'm good. This is good. And then, it looks like this is the undergarment. So she might just wear that jacket when she's flying. That might be her flyer's jacket, like her biker's jacket, but they only wear it when they're flying on their broom or whatnot. So I think that this looks great so far. All right, last one. And this one really is just of her flying. And this looks kind of like almost like she's on a skateboard or a surfboard. I don't know how I feel about that. But at the same time, again, not something to turn me off in terms of watching this movie. And again, I love the hat. I do love the way this looks right here. And I can't wait to see it in actual motion. So I think that so far, so good. I think I am excited to see this, and we'll just read this. Other set photos revealed: the Yellow Brick Road. Wicked filming reveals our building adaptation. So let's see. Part 1 is scheduled for release on November 27th, 2024. Gosh, my birthday. Gosh, there's so many movies coming out on my birthday in November 2024, around my birthday. So with Wicked Part 2 expected to be released exactly a year later, waiting a whole year. So that is that's the look of Elphaba for the set photos of this movie. And I think that, like I said before, so far so good. Yeah, we'll check out that Madame Marble stuff. I'll drop that video later. So yeah. All right, you guys, those are my 3 stories this week. Tell me, what do you guys think about this? How do you feel about Pedro Pascal joining the cast of Gladiator 2? Do you think this is a good thing? Do you like Pedro Pascal? Do you not like Pedro Pascal? Like I said before, Pedro Pascal is a good actor, so I'm A-okay with this. I think he's a good actor. I really like him a lot. And we'll just see how he pulls this whole thing off. And good luck to him and everything. Denzel Washington is also in it. That's great also. But yeah. All right. Also, tell me, how do you guys feel about them changing up the writers for phase 5 after or during phase 5 of the MCU? I mean, are you good with this? Do you like this? Do you not like this? Do you think that Marvel is doing a course correct because they realize that so far this has not been good for them and they need to course correct because these Rick and Morty writers obviously don't know how to write a 3-act structured movie? Or do you think I'm completely wrong and these movies have just been fantastic and I don't know what I'm talking about? You tell me, because I mean, I just don't. I mean, phase 5 was just a complete dumpster fire. And then finally, tell me, what do you guys think about this look of Elphaba on the set of Wicked? Do you like it? Do you not like it? What do you think about this? I think like I said before, I think she looks pretty good so far. I have to see, what she looks like at Shiz when to her younger days, because that's what this one will mostly take part in. But I think this so far looks pretty good. And I can't tell, like they said, I don't know if they're filming part 2. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're filming part 2 right now because they're going to film them together or whatnot. But yeah, I think it looks great. But all right, you guys, that's all I got for you this week. Tell me what you guys think by leaving all your comments in that section down below. If you like this video, go and hit that like button. I won't mind. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I'd greatly appreciate it. And we'll see you guys next week on my week in review. You guys have a good week. Bye.
Hey nerds, if you like this video, go ahead and click that Geek What icon and subscribe. And if you like this video, go ahead and join me every Sunday with my week in review.